Hello, friends, and greetings for the day. Welcome back to another live episode of our channel where we look forward to connect together with all our audience and, of course, give you an opportunity to interact with me and certainly raise all your concerns whatsoever you may have regarding testing or be it about certifications. We, in fact, look forward to have all sort of suggestions, recommendations, kind of feedbacks you have for the channel, and of course, the no, lovely comments, compliments about the content, which we keep hearing quite often from all of you. And yeah, so it is Saturday again, and we are connected again together to listen to you and see what best we can do for all of you. So, good evening, greetings for the day, and welcome back to another live session of our channel. And I hope you're doing absolutely fine. We are looking forward to listen to you talk about some of the context of testing and certainly look forward to address your queries as much as possible. So far, the latest updates, we have completed AI tester certification, and as per the poll which we conducted recently to ask all of you that what should be the next, we got maximum number of votes for agile tester certification. So we're gonna take up the two mock papers what I have with me and solve them with proper justifications and explanation whatsoever you may have. So that would help you to prepare well for agile tester certification and prepare well on the mock questions what you may have relevant to it. So go ahead, team. If you got any questions, I would be really happy to answer them and assist you as much as possible so that we can look forward to give you the best understanding altogether. So yeah, we should be looking forward to have your uh, queries coming up on the chat. So right now, yeah, kind of like can't make promises, but yes, of course, kind of like looking forward to do more on the technical talks, bringing more quality content for all of you. And just because of the hectic schedule, I'm not able to make a lot of content for you. So that's where, and in fact, we just completed a series, so we take a pause of around 2 weeks time, and I think Monday we should be getting started with our agile tester mock papers. So that should be one thing which is really good to know. So we shall be looking forward to see more content coming up normally, like other than certifications on this channel, and we shall be talking more about what exactly testing concepts are in general. So we shall look forward to your contribution there as well. That if you got any questions, any suggestions to kind of like talk about, feel free to let us know about those topics, and we'll be happy to give you more detailed understanding and discussion about it. So here comes the very first one, and it says, what's the difference between the participants and reviewer in the review process? That's a very keen question, I must say, because not many people have observed this keyword in that syllabus. And when I do sessions, of course, I do highlight these things to my audience. But I think this is one from the online learners coming for the first time in the history. So yes, that's a very good question. First of all, when we say participants, it means that everyone. So I, in fact, can tell you, go ahead and tell you that you saw this point in the initiate review process where moderator distributes the document. Second, explain the objectives to all the participants and answers any question what the participants may have. So this is the word where you heard this for the first time, probably. Initiate review in the review process, which is done by the moderator. Now, when we say reviewer, we are just talking about the people who are responsible to review the document, which is under review. But when we say participant, we are talking about everyone. Author is also a participant, the scribe is also a participant, review leader is also one of the participant of the formal review process, and rest other things are like moderator is himself and manager himself and reviewer, right? So if we talk about the author, scribe, reviewer, and review leader, four people together, right, we just call them as participants because it's just not one standard role, right? So collectively they are called as participants. If you talk about independently about them, you say that, hey, you are an author, you are a scribe, or you are a reviewer, or you are a review leader. So that's the key difference between the participant and reviewer, and I hope that answers your question. If there are any other questions, do let me know. Rashmi says, what's the difference between test plan and test strategy document? See, test strategy is basically a collection of approaches. So if you have been through chapter 5 already, then you must have the answer to that. Test strategy is a collection of approaches which defines an outline of how, okay, not what, how the system will be tested, what techniques we will use, what levels we will make use of, and what kind of approach we will use, like risk-based testing, model-based testing, methodical or regression awards. So there are 7 approaches, right? We have 7 approaches discussed in the chapter 5. So collection of these approaches put together and the overall approach of how exactly will you test is defined in test strategy, right? So strategy is collection of approaches, methods, techniques, levels, types of testing which you make use of in order to test a system, right? And this is project specific. Now, once you have the approach with you, you answer the rest of the question. That is like what will happen, when it will happen, who will be responsible for it, and what artifacts do we need, what will be our gate checks. So the work items, right? So if you see the test plan slide, it answers your question about define the objective, define the kind of like the set of documentation, selecting matrices, defining entry and exit criteria, or if you talk about the selecting resources, assigning them roles and responsibility, all these happens in the plan. So plan is more of like a detailed one, right? The outline of the each and every activity, whereas strategy is more of like outline of the overall process, that how are you going to achieve quality in a product. On a nutshell, what exactly you need to do. So I hope that answers your question, Rashmi. If you have anything, just let me know. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm the new learner and I'm taking notes from your videos. I'm going to write ISTQB Foundation test. Sure. Thank you. Thank you for letting us know. And indeed, this is what this live session is all about. We want to help you as much as possible. Okay. Right. Here comes another one. Hi, Neeraj. I have joined some live sessions in regards to demanding jobs in ID. It appears that AI is becoming very popular. Do you think this is a field to look into transitioning to? Or I should or should I use we just look into how it works with testing and scale up from there? I think, yeah, exactly. See, building up a career in QA is a different thing. Talking about being an AI developer, right? So these are two different things. No matter what your domain is. So, for example, if I just have to talk a little broader, right? I can go ahead and say that I'm talking about automotive, I'm talking about banking, I'm talking about e commerce. Now, these are 3 different domains. Now, all three have development team, different technologies, different platform, languages, and whatnot. And on top of it, there are testers to test it. Now, given that you have the domain knowledge, you can go ahead and test it. Now, AI can be significantly used in automotive, AI can be used in banking, AI can be used in e commerce, right? So, point being made here is you just don't have to think about AI. You have to have still a domain that you are an expert of AI from which area. AI is not something which is generic, right? AI is domain driven. I use AI differently when it comes to automotive. I use AI differently when it comes to banking. So, yes, being a QA, you can still work on AI and look forward to build your understanding and career into how AI can be used in that particular domain where you are going to be a QA, right? So, you don't have to shift that, hey, I'm going to work on AI not being a QA. No, you have to be someone, either developer or business analyst or tester, right? So any of these things still has to be there. You cannot be just an AI person as such, right? I hope this is what you meant. But if you think I misunderstood your query, do let me know a little clarified question that what you really want to have. Okay? I know my nose is itching. Okay, Rashmi says, which skills need to improve or learn to become a test manager? Of course, management skills, right? You need to talk about how would you do the test strategy detection, like definition, right? It will see, there's a slide in our foundation level which talks about all the responsibilities of a test manager, which is a checklist for you to answer your question, right? So when we talk about The responsibilities of a test manager, they're responsible to define the test strategy, define the test plan, select matrices, take decision on automation, select tools for the team, support them to build up the environment. Support, not build, right? So they should be consistently available with the team to do what best the team can, have, right? Consistently look forward to see what can be upgraded. And more important, these are written things which you can learn from somewhere. Most important thing is ongoing monitoring and control, which is dynamic. You don't know what exactly your problem will be down the line after 1 month in the project. How would you anticipate those things? How would you keep it highlighted to the rest of the stakeholders? Right? If you talk about a manager, you need to build up a team dynamics. I just can't blindly hire people and say, hey, I have 7 people who can do this project, right? You need to have those seven composition who can really test the project. Like mix of blend of different experiences, technical traits, taking interviews, balancing the team with right qualification, then managing the unforeseen situations, turning the red into green, right? The process management, you may have to identify everything about what's poor in your process. Where are we lacking? What best can be done at this point of time? And coming up with your dynamic thought process, which only comes from the experience. You cannot learn it from anywhere, right? This completely comes with your past experience, what you've spent during testing, right? So being a test manager, certainly the skills what you need are all these things what I just mentioned. You need to have the skills of writing certain things. You need to have skill of analysis, directing, monitoring, controlling, right? And of course, appreciating. You're no longer going to be an engineer being a manager. You need to be above that level that, hey, I don't need any credibility for anything, right? Being a manager, you appreciate people, you recognize people rather than expecting a recognition for yourself. No longer. Okay. So I think these are the skills what I have experienced myself being on the manager position. And we have to take care of all these things what you would find. In case you are interested, we do have a playlist for test manager certification, not to certify, but at least to gain understanding that what a manager should be responsible for. You can at least look at the table of content, right? That will guide you with what makes a good test manager. Okay. I hope that answers your question, Rashmi. If you have anything else, just let me know. How to validate the quality of the product? By testing it. Come on. You must be kidding me if you're asking me this question, being a tester and talking about test manager, right? A test manager shouldn't ask me this question, how to validate the quality of the product. See, there are certain expectations. Let me still answer that, given that anybody can be, curious about such questions. When it comes to validation, right? Of course, the straightforward answer is that, yeah, we have to test the system. We have to write efficient set of test cases, and we have to be careful with what exactly needs to be covered and what we need to invest our time in because we have limited timeline, right? So talking about validating the quality is testing the system efficiently in the sense, of course, there are areas which certainly remain undertested or sometimes remains uncovered, and all we try to do is that let's go ahead and find out those hidden bugs and defects what we have in the system and try to remove them. And that's how you say, hey, when it was built by developers, it had 20 defects. We identified it, we fixed it, but we cannot just assure you that everything is done, but we do have many more, right? So by testing the system efficiently, I can say that, yeah, that could be an answer to how to validate the quality. So quality is having different parameters. Quality is not a one word definition, right? Quality is defined by your audience, your customer needs, your end user expectations, the functionality, the non functional characteristics, all these put together. I cannot just say that, hey, if I made a product which does what it is supposed to do, is it a quality one? No, not at all. What if it is useless to the end user? It might be working, but this is not what my customer wanted. Still a failed one, right? So I have to take all the parameters which I mentioned, like customer, users, functional, non-functional, market strategies, like what's going on in the market. Are you competitive enough? Is your product going to be outdated as and when it is released? So we take all these parameters into account to say that, yeah, that's what we define quality as. Okay, I hope that answers your question, Rashmi. And let's move on. Hey, we have Marlon here. Marlon is one of our member of the channel. Marlon, welcome aboard, and please keep dropping your questions. I'll just come there and talk to. I'll take your questions on priority. I know you have been waiting for this live session for a long time. All right. Arturo says, are you thinking to create a new video series about the new ISTQB Foundation level in version 4? Of course, yes, but just not to confuse people, I'm not creating them now. The reason is if I start creating them now, people will be puzzled whether to follow the new one or the old one. But for your kind information, the old one is valid till May 2024. Okay. So I'm going to start the series only around March 2024. Okay, not before that, because if I start preparing, people will blindly follow for sure. That I'm 100% guaranteed. And we don't want to confuse people that what syllabus to follow for the examination until once it is implemented, right? So there's no point making tutorials on that right now, but as and when we come closer to the implementation of the same, I'll start my work well ahead of time. Okay, what else? Anish says, when they ask me today, how is ISTQB nowadays? Now I can say ISTQB is great because ISTQB's godfather, Neeraj, has recovered from his illness. No, it's Anish, your comments are always, surprisingly different, and I really like it sometime and do appreciate. Liking it sometime means that I just can't, express that, hey man, this is amazing. I'm feeling overwhelmed and all that. But trust me, your comments are really, really, complimentary, and that keeps me inspired all the time. That yes, boss. It's too much. I cannot take this. Too sweet, okay? Sweet is like not so good for health. But thank you so much for your okay, the love what you have for me. And yes, it was just a toothache. I think probably some the wisdom teeth, and after that there's another one which comes, which most of the people today are fighting with. So that thing is what was paining last week. We could not do that. So yes, I'm doing better. That's why I'm here today. So Anish says, how are you, my good friend? I'm doing fantastic. I have a non-testing question. Can you describe as your to us your daily routine? What is your schedule normally each day? That's a very interesting question. I think first time I've been asked about my daily routine. I really have a very hectic schedule, to be frank. Just to pen down on an average, not every day, but I would say 28 to 27 days a month is this is what my schedule is. I keep 3 days for myself at least. So generally, I kick off my day around 6 in the morning by waking up, do some little bit of exercise for 7, and then get some of the email responses which I got around the clock when I was sleeping, and then start responding to them. By 8:30, I get ready for my sessions because I do a lot of corporate sessions. YouTube is my uh, second, activity what I do away from my day-to-day schedule. I prepare videos here. Generally, I do a lot of corporate sessions, and certainly I start my trainings by 9 a.m. and 9 to 6 is booked. Okay, any corporate sessions do happen for the whole day. So I keep talking 9 to 6, delivering that session. As soon as I end my day, I just take a short break to relax myself. And then 7 p.m., I start my other work, which is consulting. So I work with 3 clients for their test management and test process. And I start working with them, and they're US based, of course, on contract basis. So I almost go with a duration of 62. So I almost finish my day around 2:30 in the morning, and trust me, there are no breaks in between. Okay, there are no breaks literally, because whatever breaks I have, I utilize it to respond to the emails for the upcoming trainings. Right. So even during the day when I have the lunch breaks or tea breaks, I take the meetings and the calls what the clients want to have for future training. So that's how packed my days are. And then I finish my day around 2:30 in the morning, and then go for the sleep, and then probably get up again 6:30. Sometimes I sleep by 12:30 and 1 and get up by 5 when I have sessions for Australia or New Zealand, because they start early their day. So I even start my sessions around 6 o'clock in the morning, or sometime 5:30. So it's really hectic. So I keep my weekdays and weekends are almost same, to be frank, because when my calendars are booked all the weekdays, then weekends also start picking up. So I give them 3 to 4 weekends of my calendar, and then after that, I keep some one for me and myself and my family, of course. So that's how the schedule is, right, Anish? And still, you see that smile, right? Because you're doing it for your community, taking some time out for yourself and your people. And I think this is what is the best thing, doing your people. And I think this is what is the best thing. Doing corporate sessions is one thing which you get to interact with people and you're doing your job one way, right? This is what my job is, right? Instead of working in a desk job, I'm just doing a training job and I'm doing 9 to 6. But when it comes to these things, like interacting with people, talking with them, sharing knowledge with them, additionally, this is what is my passion, right? I love talking to people. I love sharing my knowledge with them and making most with my knowledge with the people so that they can also be equally same and strong enough to say that, yay, I'm a proud QA. I hope you got your question answered, Anish, and hope that inspires you. Pinky says, hi, sir. Thanks for your video on CTFL. It helps me a lot in clearing the foundation level. Congratulations, Pinky. Sorry I'm delayed to see your message, but indeed, it's a great pleasure for me whenever I hear people turning back to the channel and letting us know that they succeeded with the examination. And we feel happy this side that, yes, we are making some good content for all of you. And you had some time to come back and let us know about it. So congratulations, Pinky, for the certification, and we look forward to have a great career ahead for you. Certainly, do let us know if we can help you any further, because this channel is just not limited to certification. We look forward to answer you or build more and more content on testing other than certification as well. So stay with us. Don't leave the channel, okay? All right. So Marlon says, I'm disappointed in myself. I failed again. I finished the exam a few minutes ago. Oops, that's really, really bad. And I'm not sure if that was really the chapter 3, right, Mullen? Was that chapter 3 again? Because I do understand. So, see, the best thing possible is when things go like this, I would suggest you that you take a one-to-one session, because I'm afraid to say, but yeah, this is the reality. Sometimes things are unclear until unless you talk about it, right? You need to discuss. So, anyways, just for everyone's else information, she took up the test analyst examination, and she just had a few questions and everything, which we tried to answer as much as possible. But yeah, still, sometimes it just happens that you need a full-fledged classroom session, right, which gives you all the clarity what you need. So please do let me know if you are planning to take the next attempt. I can give you some time offline, and we can look forward to a full formal session so that you don't lose any gaps, right? Because I do understand, right? So second attempt going wrong is not that good. So something is missing there. And see, it's not mandatory that everyone can make it from the videos. I'm saying it myself. There are many people who are making just by videos. I don't do very offline sessions. But point being made is that, yes, it just happens that some people need additional resources to get better understanding and help, and I'm happy to do that. So let's talk, Marlon, offline. If you can let me know if you're planning, I would be really happy to uh, you know take that additional step to build your understanding better. Hey, sorry, and I saw your comment now. H, whoever it is, static testing is a white box testing. No, 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 no. I have a wonderful slide and discussion on that. White box testing and black box testing are two different approaches to conduct dynamic test levels. See, there are a lot of words, okay? So if you're not following the flow, go in the flow. White box and black box testing techniques are two different approaches to conduct any level of testing, be it unit, integration, performance, security, portability, anything, right? So static and dynamic are two different types of testing. Static without execution, dynamic with execution of the application, right? Static is all about reviewing work products. We don't run any application. Indeed, we don't have the applications. Okay, so we just say that, this is static testing and this is dynamic testing, and white box and black box are two different approaches to do dynamic testing. I hope that answers your question. If there's anything else, please drop me again. Rashmi says, thank you. Pinky says, please clear me that what was the ratio of number of questions in Agile Tester syllabus? What was the ratio of number of questions in Agile Tester syllabus? What does that mean? Can you just clarify me better, Pinky? What are you looking at? Okay, meanwhile, Roger says, bro, I need to know a thing. Did mill, sill, hill testing comes under system testing? No. Okay. They're they're just like a composition of CIT, integration, and SIT. Okay. So it's a blend of everything. Component integration, system integration, and system testing. Put all four together are tested in three different environments. Mill mostly is for component and integrate CIT. Okay, component and CIT. So component integration. And your SIL is basically from the IT and SIT, right? Embedded systems. So here we cannot just compare the levels, but just for collaboration, if I have to say, then Hill goes with the ST, which is end-to-end testing. Final. So in extension itself, you'll get to know model in loop, which is talking about the components. Then you embed the model with the software. So software in loop, and then you have hardware in loop, the final thing. So final end-to-end testing happens in Hill environment. These are environments. These are not levels. Okay. The environments and levels are different. I can conduct unit testing in dev environment. I can conduct integration in QA environment. I can do system testing in system environment, which is E2E environment also, right? So you do understand environments and levels are different. There's no comparison, right? So mill, sil, hill are three different environments, which goes step by step, like dev, QA, and SIT, right? That's what the three environments are. Rashmi says, I'm going through your test manager ISTQB course. It's really awesome. Thank you so much, Rashmi. And I think then it answers all your rest of the questions. Indeed, that playlist is really, really, very detailed, to be frank, and one and only playlist on the internet right now. It says walkthrough review. What is walkthrough review? Okay, walkthrough reviews are one sort of review, one type of review, and they are coming under static testing itself. And they especially are led by author. For example, if I am a manager writing the test plan, right? In the test plan, so we look forward to kind of like review them, right? So test plan once written, it is supposed to be reviewed. So I, being the author as the test manager for the test plan, I invite some of my folks from the team and ask them to go ahead and review this together and find out anomalies in that. So that's what it does. So walkthrough is slightly better than informal, but not completely formal, given that we don't have individual preparation, we don't have documented process, or we do not have checklist, entry exit criteria, matrices, and all that. So some of the things are lacking, so we cannot say fully formal. But yes, it is one type of review which can be slightly better than informal, but not completely formal. Anish says, oh, a very busy schedule day. God gives you power always to keep going, my good friend. Thank you so much for your wishes, Anish. That really keeps me inspired all the way. Team, if you're new here, just kind of like drop me a thumbs up for the algorithm of YouTube, because based on the number of likes and the sharing, the YouTube understands the content is really good, and they recommend the content to the rest of the audience who are new to this video or this channel. So please drop your like if you are happy with what we are doing. Do not just leave that. Okay. Okay. Musrat says, what are the difference between 3.1 and version 4.0 of ISTQB certification? Hey, that's going to come tomorrow. If you are waiting for that difference, I'm going to talk about it in my tomorrow's video. Please stay tuned, because there are a lot of things which are different. This is just not limited to one or two topics. So you need a detailed discussion for that. I cannot answer that question in a minute or two. You would need a detailed video to understand the side-by-side comparison of what has been removed and what has been added newly in this particular syllabus change, right? So please just get the notification tomorrow and watch the video. That will answer all your questions. Random Toast says, hello, Neeraj. I finally passed the TTA exam. That's a TTA, Technical Test Analyst. Congratulations. I think I was waiting for your response last time, but not a problem at all. I skipped it So good to know. Congratulations on this. And I'm really happy to, see that someone is making TTA successful in their first attempt. It's really, really big thing because TTA is not an easy job. Okay. Technical test analyst talks about a lot of such things which are not your common day-to-day things, right? So that really is a big deal. Thank you for letting us know. And you say, and I'm confused, concerned, as it has been over a week and still haven't received e-certificate. I have exhausted all the customer support and they have no idea why it's not appearing. Uh, any chance which board did you take this from? Yeah, just for information, because they take 3 to 4 weeks of time. Okay, so there's no point reaching them out. Okay, 3 to 4 weeks. You need to at least give them 2 to 3 weeks of time and then remind them, hey, where's my certificate? So they can just keep a track of it. But even if you don't keep a track of it, you will get an automated email after 3 to 4 weeks with your certificate in that. Though it is e-certificate, I understand. Okay, so not to be concerned at all. This is normal with ISTQB. Okay, Marlon says, I don't know where I went wrong. I will sit down and check where I went wrong. Please, I want that scorecard to be shared with me, Marlon. Please do share your scorecard with me because I want to have a look on that because that certainly helps me to understand what areas needs your improvement. And moreover, even if you are, you know, good with your content, understanding, sometimes we just go wrong in the examination, so that is up to you, right? And we never come to know, to be frank. If you appear for examination, you answered the questions thinking that you are right. So you never realize that you're going wrong. What did you miss? So that part, nobody can help you. Nobody, including me. Because until unless I see the question, I can tell you, hey, you forgot this part, you missed this part, what about this? So of course that cannot be reproduced, but we'll see what exactly was the trickiness or where exactly are the areas you need improvement, and we can talk about it. Okay, so just drop me a quick note. I was sorry, I was busy last week and couldn't make it to a lot of things. So anyways, we can take this now. Next week I'm available sometime during the late night, so we can connect. What is a test technique? A test technique is a technique which helps you to minimize your test cases. Okay, so sometimes we just build a number of test cases which is not really required for testing. In fact, sometimes it becomes very impractical to run all of them or perform all the testing what you have in your mind. So you just can't prepare everything what comes to your mind and test it. So test techniques help you to reduce your test cases and build that set of test suite what is enough to test the system. Roger says a person who works as a hill tester, okay, in embedded system, what ISTQB Advanced exam he can take as he has foundation certificate. Oh, you have automotive tester, okay. Yeah, you can take automotive, but I do understand hill tester can be generic, but currently, just for that, we don't have any certifications. But yeah, if you are working in automotive, you are working in automotive, then you do have automotive certification for you. If not, yeah, after foundation, you can take role-based certifications. We have um, test analyst and test manager for you. Okay, if you're not in automotive, you can take test analyst as your next certification. Pinky says, sir, please tell us the number of questions as per chapter wise in the Agile Tester exam. Okay, got your point now. I was just wondering what does that even mean? That question wise distribution. So just give me a moment. I do not remember everything. I'm not that genius. Things I do remember, and few things I do need help. So just give me a moment. 88. Yeah, so chapter 1 has 13 questions, chapter 2 has 12 questions, and chapter 3 has 15 questions. 13, 12, 15. Okay, so anyway, let me drop it. So 1, 13, 212 and 350. This is what your breakup of number of questions is for the agile tester. Okay, so that was for you. Who? Pinky. Yeah, Pinky. That's for you. John says, well done, boss. Thanks for preparing me for CDFL. Now I'm using your content for test manager. Congratulations, John, and thank you so much for letting us know about your feedback on the content. And certainly, it's a great thing to hear back from the participants of our channel. And it really makes me happy that people are happy with what we did for them. And at the end of the day, it works, right? So congratulations and my best wishes on the test manager preparation. All the very best, and do let me know if you think there's anything. We conduct this session every Saturday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., 8 p.m. Sometime I do skip, but not that one. Like randomly twice or thrice in a year, just 2 or 3 times in a year, but quite often, like every Saturday. That's how I think we have reached 121 sessions, right? It's good. Good to know. So all the very best, John, and do let me know if you do have anything. Hey, John from Nigeria. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. I'm traveling to Kenya in the last week of July. But yeah, I'll share certainly on my community page if I'm coming there. Okay, because a lot of things, it doesn't get confirmed until unless you have your flight tickets in your hand and the client has to approve it and a lot many other things, so they are still discussing. So based on my travel, I keep posting on my community page that where am I based on my schedule, so we can catch up. So always I keep all my audience posted that if you would like to catch up, I'm available, right? Anyways, good to know you're joining in from Nigeria. That's really good to know. I've spent a lot of time in South Africa and Kenya, but sorry, but never in Nigeria. So let's see. Soon we will be there. Let me see if I can find a client for you there, and then I can catch up with you sometime. Good to know. Right, John? All the very best for your test manager, and we shall look forward if you have any other questions. Random toast, thanks. It was BCS. Okay. Yeah, I took the exam via Pearson View. Usually I would receive it in 2 days. Oh, then if it is UKTQB, that is BCS, I know. So it should be good. So can you all you need to probably do is just a quick follow up with your registration number and they shall help you. Sometimes it does happen, is what I'm telling you. It's not that it can be granted that you will get it always in 1 to 2 days. So you are lucky enough and you got it 1 to 2 days every time. But this time it takes time sometimes. Okay. So just be patient and do a consistent follow up. You shall have it. Okay. No problem. It never disappears anywhere. You are on the records. Rogers says that what are the main things get covered in automotive tester certificate syllabus? Those things, of course, the fundamental of automotive. What is the test process used in automotive? What are the standards? Like we talk about 26262 in detail. That what is ASPICE? We talk about what is ASIL levels. What are the recommendations? Then we talk about, of course, ISO entire thing. How ISO 26262 governs the entire automotive process. Then we do talk about some of the unit testing standards. We talk about the environments, that what is MIL, what is ZIL, SIL and HIL put together, what is X and loop. So different environments, different artifacts, different interactions of the tester when it comes to automotive industry, what we should be worried about, what artifacts do we create, and techniques to use. So a blend of everything what a tester should know before or while working in automotive testing industry. Of course, we talk about the tools like simulator emulators, what we use specifically for these environments, and we do talk about unit testing standards like MISRA-C and protocols. So I think on a high level, these are the major things what we cover in that particular syllabus. But if you want to deep dive, you can always go to istqb.org and click on automotive tester certification, and you can find everything in detail that what exactly gets covered. Okay. Sure, I think that answers your question. And somehow at the end of 40th minute, I'm taking a pause. That was a good question list what I had. So yeah, Good team. If you got any more questions, we got 20 minutes more from this session, and we would like to answer as many questions as possible. Yeah, one thing which we realized on the way is, of course, I'll be making a video tomorrow, and that is to compare between the old syllabus and new syllabus difference, and we'll be highlighting what are the key changes. But it's not applicable to anyone until unless you are writing this next year. Okay, so this year, at least till March 2024, none of the board will roll out this new syllabus because it takes time to roll out, right? The sunset will happen only after that. So I may probably start with this by the end of this year. So you still need time. Okay. Roger says, I think automotive certificate will help me. Thanks for the guidance. Okay, that's good. See, we just help you. Thank you so much. Hey team, if you're just here, don't forget to drop a thumbs up for the algorithm of YouTube because based on your likes, it certainly increases the reach to the rest of the audience who are not here, and it helps people to recognize that there is a live session happening which can answer your questions. And we are really proud enough to say that we are the only channels who are doing a live session on testing context and helping people to get their queries resolved. Yeah, that's really good to know. Okay, Random Toast says, thanks for reassuring. Just not sure what's the reason why it's delayed. Anyway, I'll be looking into the test manager syllabus next, but I've heard rumors it might be a big update. Big update of what? On test manager syllabus? Yeah, they are anticipating, they are planning for revision, but does not make a difference. Yeah, only if you're writing it probably. Till now, we don't have any update. There's no announcement, no anticipation, etc. But yes, it has to be revised, right? So doesn't make a difference, to be frank, because once you're certified forever. So you don't really have to worry about the credibility going waste if the syllabus changes. So you are still okay to go ahead with the certification now, or probably wait for the change of the syllabus and take it then, right? So both the ways it's good. So it does not impact somebody's certification because it's valid for lifetime. Yes, team, go ahead. If you got a question, do not hesitate. This live session is just to listen to your queries and respond back to them. I don't have a vlog to share, but yeah, I do keep vlogging a lot. I do have a channel where I talk about my daily lives, and sometimes I keep traveling to beat the the stress what I have, and certainly that stress is totally different, right? Different in the sense like it just makes sense that hey, sometimes you need a work, and that work life balance is not going to come like that. So you do something or the different. I ride. Okay, whenever I need a break or work life balance, I ride. And this is my channel which I just dropped on the chat. If someone would like to be there and just enjoy the nature, traveling, riding, you can feel free to be a part of this channel and subscribe to this. Certainly, for this, I will ask you because this is something out of my passion, not my profession. So, for there, I can request, but when it comes to professional things, I don't beg for subscribing. I leave it to the people. If they're happy, they subscribe the channel. We don't have to urge you to subscribe. But this is something which I do out of my profession. So, yeah, it would be a great thing if you can subscribe to this channel, team. Thank you so much. Okay, who's that? John says, I have shared your link with the Association of Software Testing Nigeria group. Hey, that's really good to know, John. In fact, I have been approached by many organizations from Africa, especially from Egypt, South Africa, and to a certain extent, Ghana as well. And they said they want to use my entire playlist of ISTQB Foundation in their universities. And I was really proud enough. Indeed, they called me basically to check if I have any charges for it. And trust me or not, all I said is, hey, if it is for education purpose, I don't need a single penny. Because anyways, YouTube gives you free of cost, and I can't charge them anything. But just for the content valuability and credibility, had the courtesy to at least check with me, and I was happy with that. Like at least they tried reaching me out, and at least they had the courtesy to ask me, and I was front to tell them that, hey, I don't need anything to be paid for it. If it is for education purpose, you're not making money out of it, then I don't need anything if you want to use it for education. So yeah, thank you so much, John, for spreading the word. Indeed, it is a good cause, because sometimes a lot of organizations do reach out. In fact, I'm trying to reach out to some of the associations back there in Africa, because we do understand there are a lot of people who lack good resources, what they need for preparation. And I wish we could do something really good for them, right? Because for some reason, I really want to do something for entire Africa, as there are people who are coming up with IT and they need really good support. And I am looking forward to see some good initiatives. And let me know if you're in, we can talk. Yeah, upfront, I'm offering you something really good which we can do for your country, especially at least for Nigeria, and then we can slowly gradually get into the entire Africa to spread this knowledge, right? So if you go to my about section of this channel, you would find my email ID. Just drop me an mail and we can talk offline on this. Right, Bristanius. Sorry, what is that? Bistronata. Okay. Hey, sir. I'm sorry I don't your name yet. I know it's probably a typical and revolving question, but what do you think? If it's possible to finish and embrace your training order to get the ISTQB? Indeed, I think a very okay. My name is Neeraj. First of all, it happens. Of course, many people are new here. In fact, I could not pronounce your name here, so that's never a problem. But let me tell you, yes, my name is Neeraj, and I'm here from India, and I do a lot of sessions on ISTQB for a lot of companies across the world. And yeah, this playlist is really helpful. I think by now you should have scrolled through the comments of that playlist of ISTQB Foundation or any other playlist as well. We have almost like around 7 to 8 certifications on our channel with complete tutorial base with full details. So people have made it. And I'm not saying because I prepared this content, I'm saying it based on thousands of people who have replied us back saying that the videos were enough to crack the examination. So on that review, which people have written, I think thousands of people who have written this, is what I'm saying boldly that yes, the content will be enough for you to get certified. Okay, because I'm not one among them who create limited information just because it is YouTube and we want you to come to a personal session. Let me tell you, we don't do personal session at all because I don't have time. So we gave the best content possible on this internet so that people can just learn themselves and get through it. But on top of it, we say, hey, if anyone here needs additional information, additional support, please do feel free to reach out to us. You have my LinkedIn, Facebook, all the IDs in the description. You are free to reach out to me offline. And we do additional help to the people who probably need more assistance than the videos. Okay. So never feel, shy about that or hesitant. I will be happy to help. And this live session is one of that contributions. We just connect here to listen to the queries of people and answer that as much as possible. Okay. Dear Nirish, sorry for the wrong spelling. Okay, no worries. Okay, let me anyways drop. That's mine. Right. Okay. So what would be the HIMIT? What is HIMIT? Time set. Okay, time set before applying for the examination. See, it depends, to be frank. I don't have a standard timeline for anyone, right? We say it depends on totally on you. How much time do you really need? Because everyone has their own pace of learning something for the first time, right? So no judgment at all. And we can't standardize it. I cannot tell you that, hey, you need 20 days to prepare for it, or you need 1 week time to prepare for it. You go with your pace. You know better how long you would need to learn certain things, right? So take your time, okay? Take your time. If you think, oh, yeah, I'm really able to understand this good, so you probably will be done in 5 days of time. If you think, no, I'm still busy with my work and hardly I get 1 hour time every day to prepare or learn something with peace of mind, you may need 15 days also. If you think, no, Neeraj, I'm someone really hectic here and I'm finding it difficult to learn, so I have to repeat a video 2 times to get the complete understanding, you need 30 days of time, right? Or you say, oh, videos are not enough. Can I have a book also? I do have a book for you, right? Which is available on Amazon across the world. So, point being made here is people have their own way and pace of learning something. So, there is no standard timeline, but on an average, my audience have taken on this channel, not in my classroom sessions, on this channel, audience have taken on an average 10 to 15 days to grab that confidence what they need to write the examination and succeeded, of course. I'm talking about the success part, right? So 10 to 15 days is enough for any professional to get started and prepared for it. Okay. But again, no standardization. You can take your own time to get the complete gist of it and at the same time, the confidence what you need to write the examination. So take your own time and believe in yourself, have the confidence you can do it. Okay. Sriram, hi sir, I'm planning to write ISTQB Advanced Test Analyst. Is the current playlist for the same is updated? Yes. Just one video is extra. You can eliminate that because the moment I started preparing that playlist, that was the exact moment when the syllabus got changed. So I did not wanted to remove that content because it was about risk-based testing and sorry, test process. People still come there for discussing a lot of things because my channel, my YouTube videos are not just limited to ISTQB. People sometimes just come for a topic like, hey, I want to learn what is statement testing. They don't want to take certification. So I don't remove, unwanted videos sometime. But still, only the test analyst playlist is having one extra video in the chapter one. After that, the syllabus got changed and I updated right from the chapter two while I was making the playlist itself, that time itself. So yes, it is updated and you can very well go ahead and take up your certification for test analyst. I think the syllabus was updated last year, isn't it? No, it was 2019. 2019, the syllabus got changed. So it's been 4 years now. Sriram also says, also, I completed the foundation in Jan thanks to your tutorial. Should I go for advanced or for the agile extension? What's the years of experience you have? How many years of experience you have in testing and probably which domain you're working for? Team, if you're new here, please drop a thumbs up. We want this live session to reach as many people as possible so that they can also join in and ask questions. And we would be happy to answer and build a better QS community across the world. I have 2 years of experience. So I would suggest if at this point of time you can take up the agile extension right now because test analyst still would have something for you which might be bouncer, okay, at this point of time. But give it a quick look. There's nothing wrong about it. There's no qualification required. Yeah, you need 18 months of experience, which you already have. That's fine. But some concepts may not be that easy to relate or understand because test analyst certification is for people who become test lead, okay, the lead of the functional testing team. So there is no harm. You can go and take it. But point is, there might be some concepts which may not make sense to you at this point of time. So generally, people take it at with four years of experience or 5 years of experience. We recommend taking test analyst. Okay, so you can take up the agile tester for now, or if you are good with that, you see the content now. There's nothing new for me. I know everything here. Then please take it up. If we don't want you to waste your money without be prepared. So just a humble recommendation. Okay, at this point agile tester would be good. Look on the other side, we do have specialist certifications. If you want to make something there, you can pick up something there after agile. Test analyst, you still have time. Or if you think, no, I'm qualified enough, you can go ahead and prepare for it and just make it happen. Okay, many people have done, including me, right? So I did my test analyst in 3 years and I did my test manager in 4 years. So that's different. Okay. I'm not saying that become me. You can become yourself. That's fine. Right. But just I have to be very neutral when I'm suggesting people that what exactly to do. Right. So you can also do it subjected, but few things will be there, which I did find myself complicated when I was reading at 3 years of experience because many things were unknown about the industry practices, the process, and a lot many other things. So start it. If you think, no, these are the things which I probably don't know at this point of time, please don't continue with it. Okay, come back to the Agile tester, take it up at this point of time, and then go for something else. Okay, that's my kind suggestion. Okay, I hope that answers your question, Sriram. All right, another one coming in says, "Hi Neeraj, what if I have 3 to 6 months of experience? What certificate is advisable to begin with? Looking forward, looking towards being test lead in 2 years or less." Uh, See, ISTQB doesn't work on that principle. ISTQB says, hey, no matter how old you are in the industry, the journey starts with ISTQB Foundation. Let me know if you are done with ISTQB Foundation. Then, of course, if you are becoming lead in 2 years, that's really surprising for me, to be frank. But yeah, you can look forward to get test analyst. Okay, if you're already done with foundation, because foundation is a prerequisite for test analyst. You cannot write test analyst without foundation. They will not let you. That's a qualification step. Okay, so if you're not done with foundation, the first step is foundation, and after foundation, you can take up test analyst or any other certification which is open for you. All right. So I hope that answers your question. Sriram says, thanks, Neeraj. Appreciate your efforts. We'll let you know the results. Thank you so much for that. And we look forward to help people. Jason here says, shall I prepare for test automation when I'm only start learning automation, please? Certainly, yes. Again, just to remind you, that's absolutely fine. You can start preparing for automation. But all I want to tell you is you would need foundation level certification. So if you already have, good, proceed with it. If you don't have, you first have to prepare for ISTQB Foundation, get certified, and then you can prepare the advanced level. Okay, that is automation tester, right, Jason? If you got your answer, let me know. If not, please let me know either of you. Okay, I did take the foundation certificate first. Thank you. I would. Yeah, sure. Great. That's the path. You can. I should tell you everything, right? Not just answers. So foundation is prerequisite for any other certification team. Without foundation, you cannot take any other certification under ISTQB. Rashmi says, "Hey, when would be the next live session? Because next month I want to share my results of test manager certification exam. It happens every Saturday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Every Saturday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. If you have any queries around the week, you can drop me a comment on any of the videos and you will have a revert from me back. And second, you can reach me out on LinkedIn during the weekdays if you have any urgent queries, and I would be happy to respond to you back there as well. So we just don't hold you with your queries. Okay, if you just want a quick response and you don't have any queries, you can join this Saturday live session, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Okay, Indian Standard Time. Marlin says, sir, can we do test automation without test analyst? I'm not sure if I should continue with TA or TA. Yes, of course. This is not a prerequisite, Marlin. You can do test automation engineer without test analyst also. Okay. And yeah, see, the test analyst is more of like a designation based certification. If you want to reflect yourself as qualified person for being a lead of a team, then you look forward to test analyst, technical test analyst, or test manager, right? But when it comes to TA, you that is test automation engineer, these are on the specialist side. So you are still showcasing your qualifications and abilities about being a test engineer, right? So you're showcasing with test automation engineer that you are a qualified automation engineer. And there are many others, right? You have usability tester, mobile application tester, performance tester, security tester, usability tester, etc. Others, right? You have usability tester, mobile application tester, performance tester, security tester, usability tester, acceptance tester, model based tester, game tester, gambling tester, AI tester. All these are specialist certifications. That means any individual can just take it up and showcase that, hey, I'm qualified to do this and I can work on it. So it has nothing to do with your test analysis. So these two are two different things. Okay. So in case you are slightly confused, go with test automation engineer as well. That's completely open. Take your own call and go for it. Okay. Let me know if you need any suggestions or any kind of support. I'm here. Anyone else? We just have final minute to go from here. If you have still not dropped a like for the YouTube algorithm, please do so. And Of course, do recommend your connections, do recommend your colleagues that if they have curious questions about testing, this is the place where they can come and talk. And we don't have any criteria for you to come and talk here on this live session. You can just come and ask your questions without any, you know, criterias and returns to be paid here on this live session. You can just come and ask your questions without any, you know, criterias and returns to be paid for this guy sitting here. Okay, we don't expect anything from you. All we need is your queries and we love to answer them. So please do spread the word and let people know that hey, if you got a question, this is the place where you can come and ask your questions. Is TAE also as challenging as TA? What do you think? No, it's not challenging, given that if you're into automation already, it's nothing. But if you're challenging as TA, what do you think? No, it's not challenging, given that if you're into automation already, it's nothing. But if you're new to automation, then it may be challenging because, see, it talks about building a concepts of automation engineer. So certainly it will talk about what is an automation architecture, how do you automate something, but no scripting, no tools. We don't talk about any language, and we don't talk about techniques. I know your last time when we had a call, I remember you had a little tricky things with chapter 3, right? Which is the test techniques. So here we don't have any test techniques. So that should not be challenging. Okay. Sign already says, hi, sir. I want to start prepare for ISTQB CTFL. Where do I start? Fantastic question. You are at the right place, boss. You are on the channel where you have the world's best playlist on ISTQB Foundation, which I can say very, very proudly. So I'm just dropping a link, which is a direct link to our ISTQB Foundation playlist. So this is the playlist. You can get started here, Srinath, and that will help you to build all your knowledge, the confidence, what you need to start with CDFL. Okay, all the very best. Ganesh says, hello, sir. Good evening. Very good evening, Ganesh. How tools like ChatGPT will hamper the jobs? SOM. What is that? SOM. Okay, probably you did not type the rest. Anyways, chat GPTs are not going to hamper the job to a lot. To be frank, it is being established to assist you, not to do your job. Remember one thing, the machines will do what we ask them to do. And what has happened? AI works on the principle where we have achieved something in past with justification, right? For example, when you go to Google sign in and they ask you, hey, select the pictures which has boats, select the pictures which have taxis, or select the pictures which has aeroplane, bridges. Can they just ask who is a male, female? No. Why they don't ask? They ask so-called things which are easily discriminable, differentiable, right? Because AI does what people are sure about, majority of them or 100% of them. I, no matter I'm not educated, but I can totally tell you that, hey, this is a taxi and this is a boat. This is an airplane and this is a bridge. So AI is only going to do those things which we have proven as humans that this is what it is. So chat GPT or things like AI will assist you in testing, minimizing your effort, not replacing you ever. I don't know why people are not understanding this thing and getting scared of this all these wax being created. AI is especially, see, why do you buy a device like Siri, Alexa, Google? What are they? They're not replacing you, right? They're minimizing your effort. Hey, you don't want to type? Ask me, I'll tell you. You don't want to type? Ask me, I'll tell you. You don't want to type. You're driving and you're talking, hey, okay, Google, can you go ahead and show me the routes to this? And Google does that for you, right? It opens map and because your hands are busy. So it's going to assist you. It's going to minimize your efforts, but not going to replace you because human minds cannot be replaced by a science which is still under development. AI is not a mature domain. AI is not a mature application. It's still research area, to be frank, let me tell you. It's just research. It can merely do some basic things right now. Writing a story, creating clips, talking about such things, whatever you watch on day-to-day media and social networks, They're just doing those simple things right now, and they're still in the narrow AI. Forget about super AI. Okay, we have three categories. So they are still in narrow AI, right? As per the research. Forget about super AI. Okay, we have three categories. So they are still in narrow AI, right? As per the research. They are not established, they are not justified. So again, keeping it short to the point, AI is going to assist you. Of course, reduce your effort. The work what you probably did in four hours of time would be done in 30 minutes of time. So it was reducing the workload, making you faster to complete your job on time, but not replacing you. You still need a human to ask something to AI. AI will not do anything on its own. Okay, on its own, you need human interaction to make AI work. Robots don't talk unless you ask them anything. Okay, Bristow. Dear Neeraj, it is possible to set up and ready to go following your tutorials by applying for an exam opening in September 1st, roughly 2 months from now. Absolutely fine. That's two enough. And from now, absolutely fine. That's two enough. And you do have two playlists, one to learn the context and second to deal with the sample papers. So please visit both the playlist and that would be enough time. That's a good time to take up an examination in September. Yes, you can do that. Nyoka Wilson says, hello, do you have any videos on API testing and certification? Um, there's no certification I know about it. Probably Postman and your certifications if you're talking about. I'm so sorry, I don't have any tutorials on that right now. Okay, maybe soon. Rashmi says, thank you for the clear picture about AI. Yeah, see, sometimes one person asks a question and we give some good knowledge to everyone here. And that's where we say, hey, this is not more of like a Q&A session. It's more of like knowledge sharing session. And we expect more and more people to be here to at least grab some good content from this discussion. And in fact, many people join here only to grab the knowledge, not to ask a question sometime. So good to see you all here. Anyways, we are over the time. We just are here for 60 minutes, but we are already 6 minutes ahead. But I always look forward to answer the remaining questions before we end up our day. So thank you so much for being here, team. Without your participation, this live session cannot be complete and successful. So indeed, it was great pleasure interacting with you once again. And thank you for joining in, raising your questions, concerns, and to have a good and healthy relationship among our creator and audience, which is really, really, really interesting for me because I love to hear from my people that what they have for me. And at the same time, we look forward to do best for them, right? So thank you for taking time out and joining in here and making this live session successful. So as usual, that's all from this particular live session team. Should you have anything else, feel free to comment below. I'm always there to address your queries and answer them well. Till then, keep learning, keep exploring, keep understanding the context. Thanks for being a part of this live session team and happy learning. Stay safe and take care of yourself. We'll catch up next weekend. Thank you. Take care.